Hello, 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 YouTube. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Y'all know I haven't been on here in so long that I'm not even for sure. I couldn't even remember how to doggone create a thumbnail. I forgot about YouTube Studio. Yeah, y'all. It's crazy. um I don't even know how to get that even bigger than that. But anyways, hey, I'm Chosen Sis. How are you? So you can hear me good, 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 good. I was trying to find out. I wanted the background. I was trying to see how to put the background. Speaker group. I was trying to find out how to put what I'm talking about in the background. How do y'all do that? See, that's why I was saying, like, um, props up to, all the heavy hitter content creators and just even the newbies, because they got this thing down pat. And my crazy stuff is still learning. And I don't know how to get what I'm talking about to be behind me. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's on my thumbnail. Your thumbnail and use it for your backdrop. But yeah, but how do I get it as my backdrop? I don't know how to do that. Do you have to be paying for YouTube to do that? Like, do you have to be paying for StreamYard to be able to do that? Because I don't know. And I hate that because, you know, I seem so generic. Like, you just got my one little picture sitting here. I can't even move it out the corner. Okay, so I got me in the middle. But I wanted to be able to, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. StreamYard settings, not that I'm aware, sissy. Hard, hardly all that stuff. Yeah, I know. I don't know how to do all of it either. And then, I don't be on here trying to, really navigate through it. I learned the little bit that I've learned, by myself, but I don't know how you do it. Hey, Latte Eminem, thank you for coming in. Y'all, please hit the like button, please, please, please. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff I've been wanting to talk about. I did want to talk about the couple that the husband unalived her and himself, but since all the other heavy hitters have touched on it already, I don't want to bother it because it would sound redundant, for the supporters to hear the same thing. Thank you, Latte, for hitting the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was trying to wait for some more people to come in. I searched to see if anybody else was live before I went live. I didn't see anybody. Because it's hard to get in there. It's hard to get in. But I really hate that. Cancel. I don't know how to do it. And I don't know if I'm able to do it now, to go to StreamYard or the YouTube studios to do it now. Yeah. I just wanted to show what I was talking about because you see it on my thumbnail, on my page, but you don't see what I'm talking about. But anywho, you're right. So I'm not going to waste any more time. But I wanted to bring up, I don't know who all have heard about this story. Yeah, I'm on the laptop. I don't know how to do nothing from my phone. So, but I wanted to talk about this story. I don't know how many people have heard about it. But it's about a young girl named Trinity. Trinity has been missing for almost a week now. And I feel so bad for Trinity mama, man. Man. My heart goes out to her and her stepdad, her whole family, because it's been heart-wrenching for just the viewers. Can you imagine what the mom is going through? But I was trying to find the news article first. I thought I saved it, but I didn't. But I'm going to go to her mom's page. And the mom does have up a GoFundMe because this has been really expensive. They were on vacation. Hold on, y'all. It's hard going backwards and forward to the screens. Yeah, they were on vacation. And the mom had posted, earlier that day. They have been on several outings on their vacation. They had different things set up on their vacation, what they had to do, like on a to-do list and, bucket list, what they wanted to do. But a lot of it, they wasn't able to do because of the weather. Now, me personally, I probably wouldn't have went out on the water knowing what the weather was, because one of their outings they had to cancel. And then I think they went back to the hotel, and the stepfather was like, "Well, hey, why don't we, do, snorkeling, however you pronounce that, where you go under the water and, with the little goggles and the mouthpiece." And he said, let's do that. So they went back to another area. All this is happening in Florida, which is another thing I wanted to tap into today about the safety of the waters. And it seemed like a lot of people take their vacations in Florida. That's where they choose to go on their vacation. But a lot of things happen in that water in Florida. For some reason, every year it's a tragedy, of sort in Florida in the water, whether it's a shark situation, whether it's a drowning situation. A lot has happened over the last, I want to say, week or two in Florida, actually. Because there's another situation that happened on Father's Day, and another situation. I mean, it has been a lot in Florida, but I'm gonna share my screen and pull up Trinity Mom's uh, page. Hold on, y'all. And I'm gonna show you some of the pictures of their vacation. Okay, let me come back. Let me share my screen. Her mom name is Raven Cash. And I've been following it very closely. This here is Trinity. This is Trinity right here. Pretty little girl. She's 10 years old. I think she just turned 11 a couple of days ago. Just, excellent student in school. Her teachers had spoke about, how well, let me open this a little bit more so y'all can see how good of a kid, how advanced she was in school. Um, just such a sad case. This is Trinity and Raven, her mom. This is them the day, hours before the tragedy. Hours before the tragedy. This is Raven and her and Trinity's stepdad. And then as you can see back there, there's her other son. They were on vacation enjoying just the festivities. Like I said, they had a whole layout of everything that they were going to do. And, some of the things they weren't able to do because of the weather, like I said, and a lot of the things they did get to do. But you could tell they were having so much fun. So much fun. Let me come back, y'all. Well, y'all, oh, you know what? I didn't even add it to the screen. Okay, hold on, y'all. I told y'all I ain't been on here in a long time now, y'all. Bear with me. I kind of forgot a lot of the steps. Hold on. Let me go back. Again, this is Trinity, y'all. This is the 10-year-old that was on vacation with her mom and her stepdad. They were out in Florida. I want to say they started out in Destin, Florida, and then they ended up at another part. They went to another beach in Florida for the other festivities that they had planned out. Like I said, they had a whole itinerary that they were going to follow. This is Trinity and her mom. That's Raven. This is them hours before tragedy struck the family. They were on the boat. This is Raven and Trinity's stepdad. As you can see, that they all smiles. They was having a good time. You can see her other little son in the back. Yeah. You just never know what lies ahead of you, man. I tell you. And it's so touching to me because it kind of touches home with me. You know, with my daughter, because I can only imagine what the mom is going through at this moment, because you plan a trip and you got all these things planned out, what you're going to do, for the kids to enjoy their summer, and you just never know what lies ahead of you. But Trinity, I still haven't found out. I still haven't had no one answer me in the comments on how did they end up, why were they in the water? Why wasn't they still on the boat? Did the boat capsize? Did the were they jet skiing? You know how you get on those little things and the boat is pulling you. I don't know how they ended up in the water, but a large current. Remember, as I said, the weather was bad already. They already had bad weather. I don't know how it works, with the people that allow people to put the boats in the water, or if you rent the boats, or however that goes, when they know that it's turbulence, in the water, to still allow people to get into the water, whether they're in their boats or jet skiing or whatever. How do y'all still allow people to get in the water? It seemed like to me they would shut it down, right? But somehow they were all in the water, the whole family. So I'm thinking, okay, if the whole family ended up in the water, then the boat must have capsized, must have turned over or something. Because how did all of them, and I believe it was Trinity, the stepdad, I think Raven had two more kids, with Trinity being the oldest. But they all was in the water, and then this big wave came, and kind of took them, grabbed them, and the stepdad was able to pull, the son. He got the son to safety. Of course, with the screams and stuff, it brought attention from other boaters and everything. So another boater was able to come. They were able to get the son up. Somehow the stepdad lost his balance or whatever. I'm gonna play his video where he talks about what happened on that day. And I don't want to be, I know with me, when people post, when stuff get posted on social media, it becomes real sensitive, especially when you're the person that this situation happened to. People feel that you're being disrespectful by asking. It's no different when somebody, a situation happened and a person become unalived. And a person will come in and comment and be like, whoa, especially if it's a young person or whatever, what happened? They get real offended, like, or people that know them, or, other people in the comments will be like, that's very disrespectful for you to ask what's happening, just pray for the family, but you just honestly just want to know, like, man, this is pretty sad. What happened? So you don't want to, kind of step boundaries by asking, what happened, because I'm just curious of how they got in that water. Why were they in the water to begin with? They started off on the boat, but the mom has been very silent. She's really, really hurting. She's really, really going through it, simply because they still have not found Trinity. They still have not found this baby, and it's almost a week. It has been almost a week, and they still have not found that baby in that water. Where could Trinity be? Where could she be? The mom, tried her best. She held on to her. She held on to Trinity until the current took her under. And so, but she thinking that she got Trinity to safety. She didn't realize that Trinity wasn't, she didn't get her to safety until she was pulled from the water. So can you imagine? Can you imagine that? So she's been really devastated. I'm sure she's dealing with guilt, saying it shoulda, coulda, woulda, but of course we all know we can't say what we would have done in that situation, but the mom, I believe, is blaming herself that she wasn't able to save her baby. So now at first it started off as a rescue, trying to rescue her out of the water, but now after all these days, of course, it turned into a recovery. Let me read some of y'all comments, and I'm gonna play the stepdad's video. Yeah, she's a beautiful baby, Latte Eminem. I don't follow the story like that because I will get in a funk. However, I don't put nothing past people anymore. How do you lose a 10-year-old while on vacation? I would never. No, she didn't lose her. The current took her. I'm chosen. The current took all of them. It was just that the father was able to grab the son. The mom had grabbed the daughter, of course, but the current took the mom under as well. The current took them both under, but the mom was able to come back to surface somehow, or the boaters or whatever was able to get the mom, but they wasn't able to get Trinity. The current took her away. I have seen something about the story on Facebook. Yeah, it's all over Facebook and everything. Why wouldn't they why would they risk it? I don't understand, the people, like the people that, the dock people that let you put your boat down in there. I want to say it's a protocol to that. Like, you got to have a license to put your boat in, a permit or whatever, or you got to purchase permit to rent a boat, all those things. It has, protocols in place. So why didn't these people, warn them that it was too risky to be in the water when these currents was going and the weather was bad? That's the part I don't understand. When people say pray for me and no details, I just ask for God's will to be done. Yeah, I'm chosen, but our human flesh and our curiosity, we be wanting to know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, then you put stuff out there. You ask for people to help. You ask for people to pray. But I don't know what to pray for if you ain't really giving details. Of course, we know that the current took baby Trinity. And but don't get offended if people want to know more, especially you don't put a GoFundMe up. Like I say, they got a GoFundMe up because they've been having to stay there in Florida, close to the site. So it's hotel fees and their lodging, their travel, their food, and all that stuff. It has become expensive because, like I said, it's been almost a week now that this has happened. So with her family, and they were in the ocean at the beach. Yeah, I don't mess with water like that. I'll stay in that boat, and then even with the boat is risky because the boat could capsize. If a big current come, it can throw that boat over. You know what I'm saying? So even with that, it's not too safe. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know. I don't play with large bottle of water like that. So to me, nope. I ain't getting out there on them little things where you have on your feet and the boat be pulling you. It look fun, But guess what? Sister don't I can swim, but I don't play with water like that. First of all, it's too much water. I'm afraid some water gonna get in my lungs. Uh, I'm afraid that it's some sharks in there, it's some, some dangerous fish, jellyfish, whoever. I don't play like that. Yeah, that's true. How you can't pray for something you don't know what you're praying for. And then people want to know, they did detail what the money was used for. They did. I give them that. They did tell that. So, but here I'm going to play let me remove Trinity and let me present my screen again. I'm going to play the stepdad. The stepdad is going to tell the stepdad is going to tell you what happened on that day. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Let me go back. Let me find the live of the stepdad. Okay. Okay. Let me present him. Let me add him to the stage. And y'all let me know if y'all can hear him too, okay? I think I got it turned up enough.
Hey everybody,
This
about to
is
go live
Victor
and talk
Lamar. This
about
is Trinity's stepdad.
some of the things that, well, what occurred out in Destin, Florida, over Trinity Eslinger, Raven Kush, and what all happened. So go ahead and share this. We got a lot to clear up. Uh, of course, it's hard on Raven and Wesley, which is Trinity's parents. But I have some things to clear up for a lot of people who's been guessing what's been going on and what's happening.
So Wesley is Trinity's biological father. Victor here is Trinity's stepdad. He was the one that they were on vacation with. So when he said that it's really hard for Raven, and when I tell you it's been hard, like it's been days. I've been going back to her page every day trying to get an update to see did they ever find the baby. And I'm praying to God that nothing has eaten that baby. That's my prayers, that nothing has eaten that baby and that they can recover her, so that her mom can bring her home. That's my prayers. But I do have a little fear that maybe because it's taken so long, that maybe something in the water has eaten her. That's just my fear, and I pray not for that. We just ask God to just give the parents strength, give the stepfather strength to endure this situation, and pray that they find baby Trinity.
Happening and why this and why that. I'm a first person. Uh, I have a first person point of view. I was there, and it was a trip that I planned. So a lot of their responsibility, falls on me as to speaking up for the ones who can't speak up because they're hurt, they're sad.
I'm thinking maybe how when we're nervous, when some people is nervous or some people is in shock or sad, their go-to is to laugh, smile. Some people be I don't know, just different people give different, maybe he's still in shock because he was actually in that water with them. He the one that pulled the son to safety, because it was another person that was on the beach as well. talks about how they've been having sleepless nights because they can still hear the scream of that mother when she found out that Trinity was still in that water, that they couldn't find Trinity. She says the piercing of that mother's scream, you know. And you know how some men take stuff different, you know, they don't react the way we do, you know. A mother or a woman, you know, our emotions, you know, be on a different and higher level. Like, child, look, ain't nothing like it. So our emotions, we be just done. Like I'm telling you, the mother she has not been on her page. She kind of went off on her status today, which I'll go to that and show you how, you know, she's telling the people in about the comments and stuff like that. So you know, I'm just looking at it that he's a man. They take stuff different. They just do. Even with their own loved ones and family members, they just don't respond the way we would during tragedies. You know what I'm saying? I've heard that I still don't like his demeanor, talk about something. So yeah, that's true. I mean, you're not the only one that noticed it, Latte and I'm chosen. A lot of people in the comments talked about it. So yep. So you notice what some people in the comments even said. So I just kind of overlooked it and I was just listening to what he said because I was curious of what happened. I was curious. I wanted to hear what he had to say. What happened? So I didn't listen to it all the way to the end though. So some of it I am listening to it with you guys. So and this live is for educational and entertainment purpose. Everything is just strictly my opinion. I don't know the full details. I'm just, you know, giving my commentary on this tragic situation.
And like we see all the things that's posted online, and as to people asking like why and what happened and where and when, all that stuff, I have all those answers, and if I don't, I answer any of your questions to the best of my knowledge. And but anything that's foul in my comment section is just going to be ignored, because you know we do have those people. For the most part, most of the community, they're supportive and everything. The people out there in Florida, the people here in Arkansas, everybody is really really supportive. But you know we have those bad apples. Uh, but I'm gonna try to keep up with the comments. Let me see if I can even turn it on. Okay, now I can see any comments when they do come up. But I'm gonna give y'all like a timeline of everything. All right, guys, and I actually been doing a whole lot of driving. I got to Jonesboro last night to get ready and take my kids to Texarkana to be with their mom. So I actually just got back from driving in Texarkana, and this is gonna be very fast because I got to get back to Florida. Like as soon as this is over, I'm going straight back to Florida. I got some notes right here that I'm gonna try to follow. But yeah, once again, this thing is for clarity, for a lot of your questions, and also make sure you guys are praying for uh, the family. Trin have cousins, of course, her dad, mom, uncles, grandma, and grandpa, uh, great grandma, like a big family. All right, guys, and yeah, it's been tough on me. I just found out Trend's favorite song, and as I've been doing all this driving, I've been playing that song so over and over.
Yes, I believe so, Latte, that the little boy was his son. So but I want to believe that um I don't know. if it was more than just the two kids. Because I thought when I was looking at Raven's page that I saw um another kid, like a little boy. Maybe it's his son, maybe it's just their family pictures or whatever, but pictures with the little boy on her page. So I just assumed that that was her son. So maybe it's just the little boy was his son, and then Trinity is hers. I don't know for sure.
So I'm gonna ask you guys out of solidarity to go and listen and download that song and just play it over. That song is Adams, "Still I Rise." So that's that. But now we're about to get into some details. Oh no, before that, I got this on my notes. Is I won't say it's ironic, but it's crazy that this happened over Father's Day weekend. And while we were actually on the trip, Trinity and my daughter, they're so close. Uh, while we were on the trip, they were making Father's Day cards for everyone. And so yeah, they made Father's Day card for me, their uncles, and Wesley, and it was yeah, there's just something that's just like let you guys know of Trinity's heart. Like she's also a very thoughtful person, very thoughtful. Uh,
I hate he's talking so
all
low.
right, so to start it off, I have to apologize to Wesley. As a father, you have priorities when it comes to your family, and one of those top priorities is the safety and security of your family. And me dating Trent's mother, Wesley, he had to have some sense of trust in me to, let her go on trips and this stuff with me. This wasn't our first time going on the trip. We went to St. Louis, we went to Nashville, yeah, we went to Destin. But you have to, as a father, you have to have some sense of trust in another man to, you know, trust in them to provide that safety and security to your child. And I failed Wesley at that part on this past trip, and I'm actually gonna call him. This was fresh on my head, so I'm actually gonna call him and tell him that part. All right, so for the timeline, the part that everybody wants to know, I don't see any comments, so I'm gonna just continue. You guys continue to share, but I'm about to go ahead and get into details right now. The timeline,
Please
our
do.
trip was set for Tuesday to Thursday, Tuesday to Friday, which is the 10th through the 13th. Drove down there on Tuesday. We was coming back Friday. Uh, Early Friday morning, check out is at like 10 a.m. We was coming back on that day. So timeline, we get there. Uh, our trip was set for Panama City Beach, so we were vacationing in Panama City Beach. All right, a lot of you guys think we were vacationing in Destin. No, we ended up in Destin on the last night, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, we were vacationing in Panama City Beach. Had our Airbnb, which was probably like 3 or 4 blocks from the beach. So when we actually got there, the first thing we did was we walked. We walked straight to the beach. Uh, Played out there in the waves and everything. Just to get a feel of the city and the water and all of that. Uh, the weather was good, so we was like, look, the forecast say it's gonna rain here and there. Well, not here and there. It was saying every day it was gonna be some rain, but yeah, the sun was out. It was some clouds and stuff, but it was the rain didn't come down. So yeah, when we got there, we went to the beach, and then that was the end of that night. We went back, you know, showered, ordered some pizza for the kids. Uh, Me and Raven, we ate at Ja's Kitchen, which is like this Caribbean spot, uh, and that's how that night ended. Now the next night we had plans to go to uh, St. Augustine Bay. It's a park out there, in Panama City Beach, where we got to see an alligator lake, and on the other side of that park, it was like boat drop offs, and we went for the beach part. There was like this jetty, which is like a kid pool. Uh, so we went there, we had fun all that day. Again, it was saying, yeah, it's gonna rain. There was no rain. It was sunny. Weather was perfect. We
You
was
guys, give me a
doing right.
chance, a short
Um,
chance right
After
quick.
we
I
went
got a phone call.
there,
Hold on, y'all.
what did we do on Tuesday? Yes. All right. So after we this is Tuesday, so this is our first full day. After we went there, we went home again. We was driving home. We saw this restaurant that we wanted to go to. We drove home, showered, washed up, went back to the restaurant. We was just trying to show the kids a real good time, and we was going all out for them. We had the kids eating oysters and shrimp baskets, and that was just trying new things. Fried green tomatoes. It was beautiful, honestly. And after that, we surprised them, and we took them to an amusement park, Ray City. We went to Ray City, and they got to do the law drop roller coaster, driving go karts, bumper cars. Like I said, we was just going out, uh, making sure they had a great time. Uh, then that night ended. Uh, yeah, we just ended there. We just had some hot pockets and stuff at the house for everybody to eat, and we slept it off. And then the next day is the final day. This is Thursday. This is our last day down there in Florida, and this is where things get tough. So uh, we had a boat rental, and this is also where some of the confusion come in that needs to be cleared up. We had a boat rental for 1 p.m. So in the evening, but like I said, like the forecast was just showing rain throughout the whole time that we was there, and it showed that it was going to rain at 1 p.m. So I woke up at maybe 5 or 6, checking the weather, and as soon as the people opened, the boat rental people opened, I called them and I was like, we agreed to, let's see if we can push this thing up to 9 a.m. So we rented that boat at 9 a.m. And man, it was a beautiful day. One of the things to clear up, a lot of you guys were saying, you guys seen the video of Raven driving that boat, and a lot of you saying, oh, they're driving so fast, and why this kid don't have a life jacket on, all that kinds of stuff. We was in a pontoon boat. They don't go very fast at all. Pontoon boats go 18 miles an hour, while there's other boats by us going 40, 50 miles an hour, flying past us. So it may have looked like it in the video. We weren't. It's a cruise boat. We weren't going fast. It's a cruise boat. But anyway, that day it was started out perfect. Started off perfect. We got a chance to see like the U.S. Navy ships out there in the bay.
You guys, I'm coming. This is my daughter's doctor. I'm coming, y'all.
Or the lagoon, whatever you want to call it. Got to see Coast Guards. We got to see dolphins. They got to see dolphins for the first time, y'all. We got to the Shell Island and was on like a sandbar, and we was just snorkeling. We bought snorkel gear for the kids, and we were just trying to show them a great time. All right, uh, picking up crabs. We was beach hopping, and we had a picnic. And at that picnic, we fixed sandwiches and had juices, grapes, fruits, chips, and like it was one of the best picnics we had. And Trin actually told her mom, she was like, "Man, mom, this sandwich is so good. Like it was a sandwich, but that day, it was so perfect that everything just seemed like it was wonderful. So something as simple as a sandwich, it was just perfect for us all, you know. Um, but yeah, the time for that boat rental expired, and so we was on our way back, and we turned the boat in, and we was like, man, it's just 1 o'clock. Our original plan for that evening was to go to an escape room that we had seen, but the kids had so much fun snorkeling that me and Raven, we looked at each other, we like, do you want to? I was telling her about Destiny, how pretty the water is down there. But after we turned in the boat, she asked me to check like what the weather is like in Destiny. So I had checked. And so I was like, what, you want to take the kids out there to snorkel some more? And we was like, let's ask the kids. So we asked the kids. They fell so in love with it. Like, y'all just don't know. It's so beautiful snorkeling. All the stuff you get to see. The kids that were so excited. Like when we asked them, like, do you guys want to go to another beach and snorkel some more? They lit up. Everybody, all of them. They lit up. They're like, yeah, yes, let's go. And so we canceled our plans for the escape room to go to Destin on our last day, our last evening, to go out there to the beach. And here's some more clarity.
You guys, I apologize. Like the doctor will call when I'm on live, right? And I had to take that call, y'all. I do apologize. Thank y'all for the ones that's in here. It says that I got 11 people watching. Can y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, please? And I just wanted to ask, of course, normally when I go live, it's normally about my own life, stuff that I'm talking about myself. I said I was going to try my best to try to, bring content, try to get better at the YouTube. So today I'm bringing content, y'all. Yes, I'm not a pro at it. I don't have, it down packed like a lot of people. Because of course, as you can see, life be life, and I got a lot going on in the background. You see how my daughter doctor called me, while I'm on live. So, that caused me to just, continue to let the video play. I'm glad that was playing. I didn't leave y'all, high and dry in silence. But how am I doing so far, you guys? Give me your feedback. Let me, give me some encouragement to keep going. Let me know if this is just being drawn out. If y'all okay listening to what, the stepdad has to say. Give me your feedback. Give me your opinion on, your thoughts about him. I know some of you guys, Latte and I'm chosen to saying that, he doesn't seem sincere or genuine about the situation. I can see that. I just don't know why he's showing this type of emotion. If it's a nervousness mechanism, I don't know. I can't really say. I just know people react to things different. I know men especially reacts different to tragedies, to everything. So maybe that's his case. I will hope so. I will hope that he's not and of course we got to think too, maternally, that's not his child. So of course, not saying that he didn't love the baby, he was with a mom, they did a lot of trips and stuff. So I'm sure he loved her, like he said, his kids and her, they interact, they did fun things together. So there's got to be some love there, he's taking trips with them and stuff like that. He acknowledges the little girl dad, which is, commendable to me, that he's even not acknowledging her dad and acknowledging how they he must be feeling at this moment. So I give him a little leeway, y'all. Thank you. I'm chosen. Thank you so much. I just wanted to know, I just wanted to get your feedback just to see, am I boring you guys? Are you enjoying the content? I was hoping that it was some people in here that, wasn't really familiar with, Trinity situation, so that I would be bringing something new to you guys. Um, so yeah, but even though it's a sad situation, but yeah, so I'm gonna finish playing with, let's just hear what he got to say, because he still haven't really got to the part for me of how they ended up in that water. That's what I want to know. I'm just curious.
On where we were at. So we were at, the locals know, we were at the place called East Jetties. And for those of you who don't know what a jetty is, it's where the ocean and a lake, basically, to put it in simple terms, that's where they connect. Okay. And so a jetty is like, it's the jetty that we were at, it was maybe about 3 football fields away from the actual ocean. Okay. And so what a jetty is, they pile these great big old gigantic boulders up for like 400 or 500 feet out into the water. They pile them up, and what it does, it cancels any waves from the inlet. It just, and like, it's a shallow place. You have no waves. Kids, families, teenagers, preteens, young kids, they're all out, inside that jetty. It's calm waters, and the entire day. So we got there at 3:40. So and I know this because our parking time expired at 7:40. All right, guys. So we got there at 3:40. We were out there for 3.5 hours doing nothing unusual. Uh, so the places that we were going, everyone else was going also. A lot of you was questioning like why no one had on life jackets. 95% of the people out there, nobody had life jackets. It's a jetty. It's basically a kid pool that we were at. Okay. And so, yeah, we weren't doing anything unusual. Uh, we were just snorkeling, looking at fish, looking at crab, like we did at Shell Island. So once again, for some of you who are just logging on, the boat rental was in Panama City Beach, which is like a.
I just wanted to stop for another second. Guys, y'all know the the subscribers that I have. I don't know if it's new people that's just clicking on to my live, that don't know my channel. They just new here and they're just clicking on and clicking off. I can see the numbers fluctuating, but it's saying 13, 14 people are watching and I only have 3 likes. Come on, guys. Help your sister out. Help a girl out. Get the likes up for me, please. I'm trying to get in the algorithm. I can't get in the algorithm. I know I already don't go live enough, but I promise you, I will go live more if I can get in the algorithm where people will see me go live or see my videos. So, but how am I going to get there if I'm not even getting any shares, I'm not even getting any likes, I'm not getting any new subscribers? I mean, come on. I don't understand it. I know I'm not over here talking about drama. I ain't about the rah-rah. I ain't beefing with nobody. But, and my channel, is not, it's about positivity over here. And, I'm not even getting the likes. Like, I don't understand it. So help your sister out, at least share it, get it out there. um People talk about people drama, they don't bring no content and all this stuff, and I'm trying to do that and I still can't get no support. So I just wanted to throw that out there, y'all. Come on now, help us out. Like, share, and subscribe. Get the likes up for me, please. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, Sexy Ray, I still can't see your comments, boo, but I see I'm chosen said, hey, thank you for coming in. I miss you. I just wish I don't know what to do to see your comments. I just don't get it.
Hour and 15 minutes away from where we were at. So that boat rental was only in Panama City Beach. Turned the boat in. We drove to Destin. All right. Uh, so the life jackets that we did have were on that boat that was property of the boat rental place. All right, but back to Destin, we were doing normal things, you know, the kids, the smaller kids in the most shallow part, the preteens like Trin and my oldest son, who's the same age as Trin, 10 years old. You know, they're more adventurous. They'll go out into, you know, where the water get to their chest. And so that's what we were doing all day. And then of course the adults and boats and stuff are farther out also. And man, y'all, we've been taking so many videos. I'm not gonna get off track. We've been taking so many videos that can they were beautiful video. We was filming to like just make one big old, you know, recap video of what an amazing time we was having. But in those videos, it'll show you like the layout, setup, how the rocks are, how the people are just out there snorkeling. Everyone just out there. But back to like I was saying, the small kids will be at the front in the shallowest part. Uh, as you get older, the older kids, you know, venture farther out, and adults and boats and stuff for even further out. All right, so about 7:05 roll around. Me and Raven are on the beach, and I'm in the sand. I'm laying in the sand, playing in the sand, getting sand everywhere. Raven, she's on the little. We had that picnic blanket mat thing out there, and Raven, she was just sunbathing on that, and we were talking and all that stuff. And 7:05, 7:10 roll around. Remember, our parking pass ends at 7:40, so we were actually uh, planning to get ready and go. And so I told Raven, like, look, it's about that time. We both in agreement. So yeah, it's about the time. Time to wrap it up. When I say the day was so beautiful, man, when we were wrapping up, I got it on video. There are some airplanes putting on a show, putting on a air show. I'm telling you, like everything was perfect. But so yeah, it was time to go. Like 7:05, 7:10. I get up, I say, all right, I'm about to go round up the kids and wash this sand off me. Because I had sand everywhere. Like I said, I was laying in it, playing in it, all this stuff. And so I go and tell the kids, uh, hey, it's time to go. And Trin and Kingston, uh, you know, they're older, they got questions. They were like, where are you going? You know, I'm like, oh, I'm just about to walk out here, uh, get this sand off my body. And so they walked as far as they were comfortable. Like I said, uh, this was nothing out of the ordinary. Something we was doing the entire 3.5 hours that we were out there.
Oh, so it's kind of seeming like this that they walked in the water. So they wasn't even on the boat at this moment. It seemed like to me is what he's saying. Um this video is like 50, I want to say it's 52 minutes long. I'm gonna try to play it if y'all can just bear with me. I'll let it play if y'all want me to. Or I can try to, cipher through it and skip some parts or whatever. But it seemed like he's saying that they walked in the water, like it was normal. they wasn't thinking nothing of it or whatever. So, and of course I am stopping the video here and there because, I'm using somebody else's content. So you said suspect for real. Y'all really thinking he had something to do with it, y'all? No, I'm chosen. I clicked on her name. I was able to click on her name one time and went to it, and I didn't see where I had a blocked, hidden, or anything. So I don't know. I cannot figure it out. How do you if you accidentally hit somebody or whatever, how do you undo it? I don't know. Somebody please tell me. Okay, let's go back to his video.
Where they stopped, it was a spot we've already been, everyone already been. Uh, and so I was maybe about 10 feet ahead of them, and they were standing there just talking, nothing to alarm anybody of any danger. Uh, and me, I'm dipping to get the sand off my body, rubbing myself down and stuff. And I had sand in my head, so I go up to float on my back. Some A lot of you don't know me, but some people know that I float. That's my favorite way of swimming. I float on my back, and yeah, I float. I float on my back. I was floating to wash the sand out of my hair, and as I was floating, like I wasn't floating to swim. I was just floating just to stay still, wash the sand out of my hair. So I wasn't paddling or anything. I wasn't stroking or anything like that. But after I felt that the sand was all gone out of my head, I go into a doggy paddle. So if you know what a doggy paddle is, that's basically swimming on your stomach. And I look, I'm like, I'm a whole lot farther away from Trent and Kingston, uh, a lot more farther, from them, uh, for me to just be floating to stay still. And so I start to, and they're still just standing there talking, looking at me, standing there talking, looking at me, standing there talking. And so I try to swim. I get back on my back uh, and start swimming back to them, or so I thought. And so after I felt that I swam enough to reach them, I go back into a doggy paddle, and I'm in the same position, still further away from them than what I should be. And so I asked them, like I said, all this time there was no warning signs, no nothing up until this point. So I asked them again, that was just looking at me and talking, just chilling. I asked him again. I was like, I was just swimming. I was just swimming to y'all.
Hey,
Was I
Kim
moving to
Kobe,
you?
welcome.
And they
Thank
was
you for
like,
coming
no,
in.
you weren't moving to us. You was just swimming in place. And so
Am, hey,
knowing what's going
Am,
on,
Am in the
I
building. Thank you for stopping by, Am. Thank you for supporting. Yeah, Kim Kobe, catch the beginning. Yeah, this is a story about the little girl Trinity. I don't know if you heard of it, but her and her family was on vacation in Florida, and she got taken by a current. And it's been almost a week, and they still not have recovered her body yet. It went for, of course, a safety thing, where they was trying to rescue her, to now being rescued. We went from rescue to recovery now, because it's been almost a week and they still not have found the baby. So it's pretty sad. This is her stepdad talking right now, Kim Kobe. He's telling it was him, and the kids and his girlfriend, Trinity mom, Raven, that were on vacation. Excuse me. So he's telling, he's giving clarity, as he say, because people were dogging them in the comments saying, why didn't she have a life vest on? Why was she in the water without supervision? All this stuff. So he's giving clarity on um what what happened. I'm chosen in them are saying that he acting a little fishy because he ain't showing no emotions. But yeah, I just think it's just his nervousness mechanism of maybe he's still in shock. I don't know. But men don't show emotions like we do. But anywho, here we go, y'all.
I didn't want anybody to panic. I said, all right, guys, look, we're gonna walk back to the beach.
Oh, see, he
This
showed
was
some
a tough
emotion,
lesson.
y'all. See, that's what I'm saying. We don't know. He probably just
A
still
lot of
just
people
trying
who
to
know
tell
me
it
know that I
with a straight
bottle
face.
up. I'm usually not a guy to show emotion.
See? Because he has not
Whew.
been back on his
All
page
right.
since this live either.
But I said, yeah, we're gonna walk back to the beach. But instead of walking, both my son and Trinity, they took their feet off the ground and they was thinking they were gonna swim back to the beach. And
Oh, you did,
that's why I
ma'am?
messed up. I knew that
Yeah, I
I was
just realized.
interfering.
I just learned the dad's real name. I didn't
I
even
knew
know
since I was
the
interfering
father's
that
name.
they were in the same one, but they didn't know anything was wrong. Uh, my son, he know how to swim a little bit, and earlier in that vacation, I've actually been teaching him how to float and giving him reasons on why. I come to that later. Um, but yeah, they took their feet off the ground,
You gonna
which
come
was
live about
their
this,
safety net.
and show what you got? Because I'm still a little, I want to
And
know a little
when
bit
they
more
took their feet
about
off
it.
the ground, the current just flowed them to me. And me knowing my son, he had swimming lessons. I yelled at him. I said, Kingston, just float on your back. And he did just that, no hesitation. And he immediately started yelling for help. And Trin, she had her snorkel gear on. So, and I knew that Trin, she wasn't the swimmer. So my focus was on Trin. And I saw my son, he was okay. He floated on his back. I taught him, and he did just that. And so this entire time while we are fighting to save Trin, that what my son was doing, just floating on his back the entire time. But when they floated out to me, when that current brought them out to me, I knew right then and there I had to help Trin out. And so my son, he started yelling for help. And that's what got the
What's his
alarm of
name,
everybody on the beach. The
Amber? Can you
people on the
type his
beach
name in
heard, and
the
they started
chat
blowing
so I can pull
whistles
it
or
up,
waving towels and stuff, trying to flag
please?
boaters down. And all that time while that was going on, I'm going underwater, grabbing Trin by her legs and pushing her up, but doing it in a way to where I can conserve energy, but also keep her head above water until help arrive. And so I'm going up for air, coming down, pushing her up, go up for air, come back down, grab her legs, keep pushing her up. And like I said, I wasn't using all my energy at the time until I saw help. Her mom heard the help screams. And so remember I said her mom was at the picnic. Well, we were at the picnic table. I was in the sand and not the picnic table, but the picnic blanket. So when I got up to go and wash the sand off my body, her mom was just walking in the shallows of the beach, where the water it'll hit your feet and then recede, hit your feet. She was just uh, walking in the beach. It was nothing to worry about. But back to where we were at, when she heard the screams and the help calls, she immediately
Y'all, okay, I got a question, y'all. Y'all remember when he was saying that the particular water, body of water that they were in, um, that it was you really didn't need life jackets or whatever. Remember when he said that early on in the video? Okay, so but that's a large body of water that it has, currents, that's able to take people away. So where were the divers? There were no lifeguards there, no workers that canvassed the beach, that can dive in that water, to help people. Where were they at? I'm just curious. Oh, okay, Amber. Hey, Spicy Brown 55. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Just please hit the like button for me, please. Yeah, I'm chosen. Like, it's confusing, right? Like, one minute he said, oh, they were safe, they didn't need no life jacket. Then they in the water, and obviously they did need life jackets because that water obviously was deep enough, or the winds were crazy enough to cause current in the water to take the kids, to sweep them away. But Latte, he said that the little girl wasn't a swimmer. He said she wasn't a swimmer, so she really didn't know how to swim. So, because I don't know if you were in here when I showed the beginning where she had on a life jacket on the boat. I don't know if the boat people gave them the life jackets or what. And I'm just not getting clarity now, where I was wondering, like, how did they end up in the water? I thought maybe the boat had, tilted over or something, and that's how they all ended up in the water. I'm listening to, I only heard maybe about 15 minutes of his video on Facebook when I first saw him speaking about it. I didn't listen to the whole thing. So I wasn't even aware that they actually walked in the water. Because I was wondering, like, how did they get in this water? How did this happen? So now that he's saying it, now I understand. So I'm listening to it with you guys. Yeah, they needed a life jacket. I would put on a life jacket. I would put my kids on a life jacket in a large body of water like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why you didn't put them kids on a life jacket? Especially if I don't care if they was standing at the tip of the water with their feet or whatever. Currents have a habit of sometime coming up to shore, coming up so far that it'll shoot. If you sitting close enough, it'll hit you where you sitting. So why not have on a life jacket if she's not a swimmer, if she don't know how to swim? It wasn't like y'all was in a regular swimming pool. Even with that, if you're not a swimmer, keep on a tube around your waist or a life jacket or something. So this is why he's explaining, because a lot of people were giving them the business, even the mom, giving them the business in that chat, because they didn't understand why them kids didn't have on life jackets. Hey, True Slayer, welcome in, sis. He pissing you off. I'm chosen. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people, I'm telling you, and I'm wait till I show you what the mama said today.
Immediately came running and fighting through that water, and she's not the strongest swimmer, but she was the first one to get to us. And as I said, I was pushing Trent up in a way to where I can conserve my energy to not, because I didn't know how long it was going to take for help to arrive. But when I saw her mom, I figured her mom was, I was pushing enough to where we were. I figured I was pushing enough to where we gotten back close to the shallows. So when I saw her mom, uh, I figured her mom was, walking, and so I gave her a real big push when I saw her mom. Wasn't worried about conserving no more energy anymore. I gave her a real big push, and she actually flew past her mom, and her mom had to go get her. And immediately after I gave that big push, uh, there was this boat that came, and I was at the front of the boat, and I saw that they grabbed my son from floating. They grabbed him out and pulled him
I
up on the
appreciate
back of the
y'all
boat,
coming into the
and I saw
chat,
like
y'all.
this
Thank you
little
so much.
hook to hold on to. So I was swimming to that hook, and one of the people on the boat came, and he was like, "You need help?" I was like, "No, just go get them." And so I just grabbed that hook and just held on to the hook. But when the boat stopped, it was spinning, and then actually spent me the opposite way of from seeing what was going on the other side of the boat. And so from right now, I got to give a point of view from
Hold on, y'all. Let me go
from
back a little bit. I
Raven's
missed what he
point of
said
view, and
where the
from
boat
like
came
I
in at. Hold
seen
on.
like the paddle boat lady uh comments, and she's not the strongest swimmer, but she was the first one to get to us.
I missed that
And
part.
as I said, I was pushing Trent up in a way to where I can conserve my energy to not, because I didn't know how long it was going to take for help to arrive. But when I saw her mom, I figured her mom was, I was pushing enough to where we were. I figured I was pushing enough to where we gotten back close to the shallows. Uh, so when I saw her mom, uh, I figured her mom was, walking, and so I gave her a real big push when I saw her mom. Wasn't worried about conserving no more energy anymore. I gave her a real big push, and she actually flew past her mom, and her mom had to go get her. And immediately after I gave that big push, uh, there was this boat that came, and I was at the front of the boat, and I saw that they grabbed my son from floating. They grabbed him out and pulled him up on the back of the boat, and I saw like this little hook to hold on to. So I was swimming to that hook, and one of the people on the boat came, and he was like, "You need help?" I was like, "No, just go get them." And so I just grabbed that hook and just held on to the hook. But when the boat stopped, it was spinning, and then actually spent me the opposite way of from seeing what was going on the other side of the boat. And so from right now, I got to give a point of view from uh, from Raven's point of view, and from like I seen like the paddle boat lady uh, comments. And so yeah, as I was holding on to the hook, a, a lady on the paddleboard paddled out. And remember, I said Raven was she had trend, but I thought she was on sand, and I thought she was walking, so I thought everything was good. But Raven told me later that she actually wasn't walking; she was doggy paddling also. And so basically, where I left off, she took over, and I wasn't aware that what was going on. For one, I thought she was walking and sand, and for two, I was holding on to the boat, and the boat was spinning in the opposite, spinning me away from what was going on. But those two guys that was on the boat, at first I thought they came from the beach, but from the paddleboard lady perspective, the two guys that
Yeah, the mom had her. The mom is the one that lost grip of her. Like he said, he pushed her to the mom. I guess the mom was able to grab a hold of her. He thought they was in the shallow part of the water, from my understanding, but they really wasn't. The mom was keeking, doing her dog paddling as well, trying to get to safety. But what I didn't hear him say what happened with the little boy. Did he ever get the little boy up on the boat? was the little boy able to get back to land? Uh, I'm confused where the little boy was. Did I miss that part? Did y'all hear him say something about the little boy? Was he able to get the little boy up on the boat, or did he get the little boy back to land? I'm confused.
That were on the boat, they were the ones that got into the water and they grabbed Trent.
Oh, okay, Latte.
Well,
Thank you.
Raven pushed Trent to them and they had her. And from Raven's perspective, she said, I pushed Trent to him and they had her. And there was no more struggling. Trent was, you know, we were good, everything was good. And I'm guessing that the two guys thought Raven uh, couldn't swim also, uh, as much as Trent couldn't swim. So there was a moment right there where, not to speculate, but from perspectives, they also tried to save Raven. And from them trying to save Raven, that's when Trent slipped away. And and still, I don't know what's going on. And finally, their boat spin all the way around to where I can see. And what I see is the paddleboard girl made it to Raven, and Raven was on the paddleboard. And I asked Raven, I said, "Where's Trent?" And she said, "I don't know." And so there were, like, again, two guys that were on the boat, and Raven, she explained to me later that that there was a skinny guy and there was a big guy. I had I actually saw when they were putting my son on the boat that there was a skinny guy and there was a big guy. So I can say that the two guys that jumped off the boat were the same guys that pulled my son up. And but the skinnier one, he was like an older teenager with hair about maybe about 6 inches long. The bigger guy was like a yeah, just an older man. Not older, he was probably like in his high 30s, uh, with a little buzz cut. I remember that much. Um, but she did say the skinny one, which I perceived to be the teenager. He immediately, when he saw Trent slip away, he immediately tried to go after her. Uh, and from Raven's account, he was, coming up, going back down, coming up, going back down. Uh, and at the time that was happening, the bigger guy was taking the boat to the shore. And this was as soon as I asked Raven where was Trend, the boat got into motion and couldn't let go because you can get caught up under them propellers and all that stuff. But so that's what happened, and that's how she was lost. And the paddleboard lady brought Raven to the shore, and after that, uh, that's when the like it was out. Everything was happening so fast. It seemed like immediately there were Coast Guard and lifeguard right there searching for Trent. Like everything was going so fast, and uh, me and Raven, we were separated, but there were police officers from different departments coming out, saying, well, trying to get an understanding of what's going on. So we're answering different departments as they come out in different shifts. You got the Coast Guard, got to know what's going on, the local sheriff department, the local police department. I don't know if
Okay, so what I'm gathering is, and I believe what he's saying, because when I read the mom's statement the first day it happened, she did say that, but I don't understand why that they felt the need to turn both of them loose if it was two people. But I guess it's kind of hard to say because we wasn't there and we don't know the situation in the water. And of course, I'm quite sure nobody had balance to really grab a hold of. It's not like you had stability to stand still and grab, because the water is moving. Because even with the mom, she thought that she had gotten the baby to safety. She thought when the water took her, she thought for sure that she had the baby steady enough for the two people on the paddleboard to grab her. So in her mind, she thinking that they had saved the baby. So when the current took her under, the current took the baby under at the same time. I guess they lost grip of them both. So, but when she came back up, she thinking that the people had her baby. So she didn't realize, I think, until she got to shore, that the baby wasn't, in no one's care. She was still in the water. And that's when she lost it. That's when she screamed and all that stuff, where one of the people, one of the people that was on shore said, they talked about her scream. This piercing scream that mothers make when they see their child in danger, or something happening with their child. So I can kind of understand what he's saying in this point right here. Hey Tabby, thanks for coming in, boo. Thank you. Okay, so let's listen to him again. It's his live is almost over.
Of game wardens or anything was out there, but all of them have to come and get a report. And so at first, early on in the night, me and Raven was like a little separated. Well, I do know that I did go to her to get Wesley's number so I can hurry up and call him and let him know, because she was on the phone with her mom and also talking with the officer, and I was talking with the officer. So I needed to make sure Wesley knew what was going on before things get on the internet and just spread, and then he find out that way. That would have been terrible. But yeah, so in the midst of all of that, we're answering police officers, and then so about at the time this all happened, the sun was still out. It wasn't sunset time yet, but by the time like the third or fourth police department come out, me and Raven were closer by each other, like physically closer by each other, and that was when the first time I heard of the two guys, which later I presumed to be the two guys that were on the boat. But like when I was holding on to that boat, I thought it was just, I didn't see the two guys in the water, but from everybody's perspective, uh, that's when Raven told the officer. She said, uh, I was pushing her up, and then I saw the two guys, so I pushed Trin to the two guys, and she slipped away. That's when I first heard about the two guys in the water. Uh, Let me get back to the notes. But yeah, we do want to know who the two guys are that was on that boat. So if anybody know any locals down that way, I know you guys been following the story pretty closely. If you know them, message one of us. We just want to get to know them, see who they were. Uh, and then after that, we stuck around and we stuck around for a long time, and up to the point where the Coast Guard was like, it got to a point where they could do all that they could do this night because it was so dark. They ran their radar scans and their thermal scans, and so Uh, it let me know that that first transaction got reversed, but still he paid.
Yeah, guys. So, like I said, the video is like 51 minutes long. I don't want to draw it out and bore you guys. I'm gonna go to the mom's um Facebook page, and I'm gonna tell you guys her um first initial post that she made. So let me remove this one. Okay, guys, I'm gonna share. I wonder if I can share this. Let me see. Not sure. How do you share a post? Let me see if I can add it. Let me see. Add to the stage. Okay. Okay, this is what the mom said. This was her first post when she first posted after it happened. She said, "You was just right here, having so much fun. I held you. Let me see. I held you in my arms. I feel like such a failure. I made it to you. I gave it all. I gave it all I could. I just wanted you to know I tried my hardest, baby girl. I promise I swallowed so much water, but I kept going. I got you to someone who could swim. I let them take over and went under, thinking they had you. See, she thought that she had got her baby to safety. I thought they had you. I I only I only came back up for you. The current has me too, but I remember not to panic, to just hold my breath and try to float. When they pulled me out the water and I didn't see you, I lost it. I should have went back in. My body just gave out. I tried to move but couldn't. I looked for you. I screamed for you. I still hear you. I'm so sorry, baby girl. I'm so sorry. See, the mom is blaming herself because she thought she had got that baby to safety. Um, she thought she had got her to safety, y'all. Um, and you know, the same, it kind of saying what the guy said, that he thought that the baby was safe, that the people that was on the paddleboard, it was two people. How they wasn't able to grab both of them, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But she thought for sure that she had gotten her baby to safety because she knew that that current was pulling her. And and then she went under. She kept going under. Uh Man, that's so sad. She gonna live with that forever, man. And we can blame ourselves when, because we take ourselves as our kids protector. We always want to protect our kids. We would take their pain, everything. Like, still to this day, I still have guilt of my daughter, even though I know it was out of my control, but I feel like had I been in that skating rink, things would have been different. You know what I'm saying? I wished I would, when we got there, I didn't go in. Um, I told her to go in because I was on the phone. And I blame myself because I wished I would have just went in like we normally do. We go in together, and I would have been there to be able to, you know, be right there when that situation happened with my child. So I understand what the mom is dealing with that guilt. And still to this day, even though people tell you, you did what you could, it wasn't your fault, you still as a mom, because your mindset is you are your children protector, and I feel like I failed her. You know what I'm saying? Still to this day, I still feel that way. So my heart goes out to that mom. I tell you. Hey, Creisha, thank you for coming in, boo. Thank you. Thank y'all so much for coming in. So let's go back to the mom post today. This is what the mom posted today. So still in all, they've been getting the heat from people in the comments. Of course, like I said, they did a GoFundMe. They did a GoFundMe. Let's see where the GoFundMe is at now. Oh, no. How do I? Oh, let me go here. Let me see. Let's see what the GoFundMe is. Oh, wow. Okay, so how do you, let me see the GoFundMe. How do you add it? Oh, let me stop the screen share on that one. Present it. Screen share. Facebook. Okay, so the GoFundMe, she did have it at 55,000. I see they raised it to 75K. They're at 67,000 now, almost 68,000. I wonder why did they up it? Because she started out with 50, I want to say 55,000 K. But she says, hello, I am setting up the GoFundMe to help my friend so one of her friends set it up. Expenses while in Florida searching for their baby Trinity. Trinity, who is 10 years old and her family were on vacation having fun swimming at the beach. While there, Trinity was swept away by a current. Her mom tried with everything in her to save her. There is a rescue team out every day searching for my niece. Oh, how to say friend or niece? Okay. All, I guess, friends we be calling adopting people, our friends' kids and stuff, and calling them nieces. All we want is for Trin to be found so her mom can bring her home. Trinity is such a loving kid. She has a whole life ahead of her. We all look forward to her turning 11 in just a month or so. She's supposed to be going to 5th grade. All she wanted was to have fun. Trinity is loved by so many people. If you can, put in your hearts to pray for Trinity family, as everyone is going through a hard time right now. All prayers and donations are welcome. So this is their GoFundMe. Bring Trinity home, support needed. So that's the GoFundMe page, y'all. Like I said, you can go to the mom's Facebook page. Oh, I ain't even added, y'all. Sorry about that. Told y'all I done got so unused to doing this. But this is the mom's GoFundMe page right here. Like I say, they started out at 50,000, 55,000 now. She raised it to 75K. And they raised so far almost 68,000. I don't know why they raised it, but that's the mom. Her mom is Raven Cash, Raven Cush, RAVENCUSH. That's the mom's page. So you can go to her page if anybody is out there is willing to donate to help the family. But this is the last post that the mom did right here, y'all. So she's still upset. So people must be still talking in that chat that's sending her to the roof. She hadn't been on in a couple of days. Like I said, I've been going to check every day to see the outcome. But let me I don't know why that thing keep doing that. But her mom said today, let me put up there, y'all see what she said. Hold on. Why is that still there? I don't know why. How do you? Okay, 9 hours ago, she said, I am hopefully that today will be the day that the last get the world out there. Call on all your boating friends and family, anyone who can get in the water today. Please, I'm begging you, please come out and help. All I want is to bring Trinity home. The more eyes we have, the better share it, spread the word. Her name is Trinity Laurel England Islinger, and she is my world. Trinity is wearing pink bathing suit with orange trimming. Someone it has a picture. Her hair is cornrow, straight back. So that's the last picture of her right there, y'all. She got on a pink swimsuit. She got braids and beads. And like I said, my prayers is that nothing in that water, because those big body of water like that, they have sharks, they have large, fish, I don't know exactly what type of water whales and stuff be in, but I know for sure that sharks be in the water, especially like in Florida and stuff. I just hope nothing has eaten that baby. But the mom today was saying, keep y'all nasty comments, just spread the word. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. That was her last words today. So, and I also wanted to show y'all something else. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you about them Florida waters, baby. That's why I say, y'all go on them trips. You better wear a life jacket. I definitely wouldn't put my child in the water. And my daughter was a swimmer, baby. She was a mermaid. My ladybug was a mermaid. She learned how to swim at a very early age, but I would still be leery on letting her go on a large body of water with no life jacket. This is another story that just happened a couple of days ago as well, with another man that was in the water. Oh dang, why it ain't coming up right there, y'all? Hold on. I thought I was gonna be able to play the news clip, but it ain't. The news clip not come. Oh, there you go. I told y'all I'm slow when it come to this. That ain't it either. What in the world? Why the news clip not playing, y'all? Okay, I don't know why the news clip is not playing. It's taking me to everything but the news clip, right? But here's one here. Hold on. This is another tragic story right here. And all this happened during Father's Day weekend, y'all. So all this happened during Father's Day weekend. Here's another story. Let me see. How do you start it?
To attempt to rescue her. A civilian on the beach, a bystander, Good Samaritan, saw the attempted rescue in progress. He jumped into the ocean and try and help. He became overwhelmed, went underwater, and was able to self-rescue. And the father made it to the daughter and was able to keep her afloat until the lifeguards were able to get in and pull the daughter out. And unfortunately, the father went underwater. A search commenced for the father. He was located and removed from the water. We had a young girl that was struggling in the water, appeared to be drowning. Her father and other family members were also in the water nearby. They were going to attempt to rescue her. A civilian on the beach, a bystander, Good Samaritan, saw the attempted rescue in progress. He jumped into the ocean and try and help. He became overwhelmed, went underwater, and was able to self-rescue. And the father made it to the daughter and was able to keep her afloat until the lifeguards were able to get in and pull the daughter out. And unfortunately, the father went underwater. A search commenced for the father. He was located and removed from the water.
See, another drowning in Florida. I'm telling you, every year during the summertime in Florida, there's a tragedy where somebody drowns, whether it's a kid, an adult, multiple people, or somebody done got bit by a shark. Something always in Florida that goes on in the water. Like, people need to take a large body of water like that very serious. We have the issue like that here, even in Chicago, with Lake Michigan. People take that water for a joke, and it's not a joke. Them currents ain't no joke. And people get out there just so reckless and just so carefree, and not thinking that anything can happen in that water. So I just say, anybody that's looking to go on vacation with your kids, and you're going to be by a large body of water, take that water serious. It's not for play. The currents is not for play. And put them babies on life jackets. Don't have your kids, I don't care if they 12, 13, put some life jackets on them. If they're not excellent swimmers, and even still, like I said, my daughter was an excellent swimmer. Can swim. I mean, she was a mermaid. Love water. But if we at a beach, she gonna have on a life jacket. I'm not gonna allow her to be in a large body of water because, a matter of fact, because of my fear of it, I would have reacted with my daughter. Mostly trying to protect her. I probably wouldn't have been in the water without no life jacket on. So, but yeah, let's just be cautious. And if y'all want to go check out Trinity story, y'all want to stay on top to see when they find this baby. I just pray that they find her today so that mama can get some type of comfort of bringing her baby home. Prayers out to her dad, her stepfather, because even still, he was there. He saw this stuff. He was there, and my heart goes out to him as well. But definitely her father, her family, bring Trinity home. Let them people find her, and let's just pray that nothing in that water, the monsters of the water hasn't eaten that baby, because I don't understand why it's taken a week to find her. I know she's little. She's a little girl, and the water is so large. But prayers out to Trinity. Prayers out to her family. Raven, my prayers are out to you, Mom, from mother to mother. Don't blame yourself. I know it's hard. Yes, y'all. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you all for the support. Thank you all for the shares. Thanks. I'm chosen. Thank you so much, sis, for your support. Love you, love you, love you. Latte Eminem, you hung in there with me, girl, to the end, to the beginning, to the end. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cretia, for coming in. Thank you, Tabby, for coming in. Tabby, I still need to get with you. Let me know how I can get in touch with you, your Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. Talk about some crafting stuff. Who else was in him? Truth Slayer, thank you for coming in. Spicy Brown 55, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I love when you guys come in and interact because it gives me somebody to conversate with. I hate it. I say it all the time on each live. I don't like talking to myself, even though I can talk to myself, because sure, I do it all the time. They say, as long as you don't answer yourself, but sometimes I do that too, because hey, what's the point? Angela Williams, thank you for coming in. Please catch the replay. Please like the video. Get me in the algorithm, y'all. I got some other stories that I want to talk about, that I got lined up, that I want to bring to the forefront. Trying to get in the algorithm, trying to get better at this YouTube stuff. And I thank you guys. Thank you for being here with me. I know it was a long video, but the dad was talking so slow. The stepfather was talking so slow. Like, put some pep in your voice, put some pep in your conversation, because he was too laid back. He just seemed like he's so laid back. He reminded me of my great nephew. They so laid back, so quiet, so they don't, he's not a talker at all. So you got to catch them when they, ready to conversate, but he's not a conversator. He don't like to talk. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for stopping by. I will be back soon. And talk to you later. Love you. Mwah.